I wanted to talk to you about the 100 men in the gorilla.
Oh,
thing.
sure. Yeah.
Who do you think? You taking?
I'm taking 100 men.
Taking 100 men?
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Because I really think gorilla, but I thought about it some more.
Yeah.
I think just like sheer volume.
Bro, there's a video of a gorilla on the internet.
Yeah.
First off, a gorilla weighs 438 pounds, like average gorilla.
That's crazy.
Okay? That's Luke Bentley sized.
That's yeah, but not. But
listen, they can lift 1,700 pounds of dead weight.
That's crazy.
That's
4 Luke Bentleys.
That's 4 Luke Bentleys. They could. There's a video online of one eating a coconut. Okay.
Yeah.
Like we eat clementines.
Oh yeah.
He takes his thumb and effortlessly just presses through it.
Yeah.
Pulls it open and then just eats the whole thing at once.
Right. They are monstrous.
I think they have a bite force stronger than a lion.
Yeah. They have like fangs and shit.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about gorillas though is that they're herbivores.
Yeah.
They don't eat meat.
Yeah.
Why they got them big feet, big fangs?
Big feet.
Big feet.
You're looking at their feet too much, AJ. Why are you looking at their feet?
Because they look like hands.
They do look like hands.
And I got a hand thing.
They do they have big wieners?
So
I don't think so.
So here's my thing, okay? Here's my thing when it comes to gorilla cocks. I think the only way the men this is the strategy that I've come up with for how the men could win. Mm-hmm. Okay, you send waves of 10 guys at a time, and every man's job is to try to rip that gorilla's cock and balls off. Okay, yeah. And you're gonna die. You're gonna die. Yeah. A lot of people are gonna die, but eventually someone's gonna get it. And I looked up, and this does make it harder. Average gorilla dick size. 2 inches. Okay.
No wonder they're so mad.
Yeah.
No wonder they're so aggressive, like pumping their chest out.
Yeah, it's because they got them little ass dicks.
You got a fucking micro peen, bro.
Yeah, okay. And so
you're like, okay, that's normal.
No. Micro feels like a bit exaggeratory.
Micro, I mean.
Yeah, I thought micro was less than 2.
I call it medium.
Yeah, but I heard it gets 3.5 when it gets hard, so I think that's still pretty cool.
Guys, okay, when everybody saw it that one time, he was on cocaine. When they measured, he was on cocaine in February. when we were measuring these gorilla dicks.
He just got out of the really cold river.
Yeah. God.
So that does make the task much harder.
Uh-huh.
You're snatching cock and balls at 2 inches. That's a tiny little target, you know. Mm-hmm. But someone's gonna get it. Okay. Then everyone's because anything that's living, if you rip its cock and balls off.
Okay. You mean like actually physically detach the cock and balls?
You need to detach it.
Okay. How do you do that though? Like, how does a human do that? A human can't do that.
Yes, it can.
Do you think you could rip the cock and balls off of a man?
I think I could rip yours off right now. Yeah.
Like actually rip the skin off?
Yes.
I don't think so, man.
Dude, skin is not strong.
Really?
Skin gets cut by paper.
This shit's strong, though. This shit fortified.
No, dude. You reach up, you grab a handful of ball bag from a gorilla.
Yeah.
And rip down, it's coming off.
I don't think it's coming off. I think it'll hurt a lot. Off.
Okay. Reach up there and pulverize them. Turn it to a bag of smoothie mix. Okay? That's what we need. We need one brave soul to remove that gorilla's testicles. And it will fall.
Yeah.
It will fall.
Yeah.
Nothing can stay standing after it has its balls removed, okay? That's just not how things work.
Right.
And then go for his eyes. Everyone swarm at the same time. The remaining 30 or whatever, because I'm planning on losing a lot in the first.
I don't think there's any way you could do it without losing 75 people.
75 bare minimum.
Yeah.
And then you get on top of him. You gouge his eyes out. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like beating up Helen Keller.
Yeah, because
a real strong Helen Keller.
Blind.
Yeah.
With no balls.
Yeah, blind with no balls.
That was the thing about
Helen Keller. She had no balls.
She had no balls.
Or dick. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
She had no dick, no balls, and was blind.
That is the thing about Helen Keller. She didn't have any balls.
Yeah. Blind with no balls Keller. That's what her nickname was. No ball Helen.
Her parents were like, "Doctor, quick, our daughter, she doesn't have any balls."
Helen, no balls.
No ball Helen.
No ball Helen. So yeah, and then you just step back, and then it would be like strong, like she's
Miss, could you please teach our daughter how to read Braille?
Yeah.
And goon with no balls.
Goon with no balls or wiener.
Our child.
I want to reiterate because I think that you're forgetting that we're ripping his cock off too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And once you go for the eyes, he's gonna be worried about those. Then you really got time. We might need a brave soul to get down there with his mouth. Okay.
Like gnaw it off.
Yeah, and that's a bad job, but
that's the worst job.
That's a bad job, admittedly.
The worst job ever.
I think maybe getting killed by a man's, like when he breaks a man's leg and then uses the femur as a sword. I think the guy he stabs, that was a worse job, is getting stabbed to death with a man's femur. But
that's the worst job. I want to see that guy. What's his name on Dirty Jobs?
Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe,
he's like, today's a tough one. I gotta chew off a gorilla cock.
It'd be pretty funny if he chews off the gorilla cock. He looks at the camera. He's like, now that we've removed this gorilla's cock and balls and made it blind, it's just like Helen Keller.
It's just like Helen Keller.
I think we'll start doing that from now on.
Just referring to something as Helen Keller because it doesn't have balls.
Yeah. No balls or just like anything at all.
Yeah.
Like, what are you, Helen Keller? And you're going to be like, what? I'm like, well, Helen Keller was unemployed. You're just like Helen Keller.
I have a job.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, congrats. But yeah, dude, I think that's funny. So you're taking the men?
Yeah, man. I think...
Because also, think about this is a fun thought that I've been having, is if you all 100 swarmed him at once, physically, like, only, like, 15 of you could even, like,
get near him. Yeah.
So
it's gonna be people in the back pushing corpses forward because he's killing everything that comes at him.
One swing, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like, but I would hate to be like in the back.
Dude. He could play whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Like,
well, honestly, you're saying waves of 10. I really think 10. I think one swoop he could get 3 people.
I had started out with 20. That was my first thought, but then I dropped it down to 10 because I want more of the waves to tire him out. I also think fatigue's going to be a big issue for the gorilla because he's not stamina training.
Yeah.
It's like one of those guys you see in the gym. He can bench press 400 pounds, but he can't like run a mile. I think that's what a gorilla is.
Yeah. No, it is. And humans are like, compared to almost any other animal, have like the highest stamina.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I think eventually he just would tire out. That, or maybe he'd get too cocky after the first 20 skulls he's bashed and then get a little.
I'm telling
you, he'd be like Anderson Silva, just kind of like.
But like there have been like chimpanzees and I think maybe even gorillas that like figure out how to use tools. I bet that motherfucker is gonna rip an arm off and use it as a club.
Just start smacking.
Yeah, dude. And you get hit with an arm at like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's gonna feel like a blunt object.
Well, what do you think would hurt more? Him swinging your like the arm he just ripped off at you, or him just punching you in the fucking face?
I don't know, but I think he might want to use the arm for distance to give himself distance.
Distance management.
Also, he's so heavy, just to remind you guys, he is the weight of Luke Bentley, that if he steps on you, it would kill you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you fall down and he steps back, he is taking a man out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's the weight of Luke Bentley, but I'd say that weight's a little more useful